I want you to go in and calculate consumer surplus and producer surplus. Remember, consumer surplus is the maximum buying price minus the amount paid. So the first thing we need to do is find our equilibrium price, right, since there's no trade going on at this time. So the consumer surplus, if we drag this green box in, will be the maximum price that would be paid minus the amount being paid, so it's going to be this green area which we have shaded right here. The producer surplus is always going to be the price received, which in this case is going to be $600, minus the minimum selling price, which is going to be $300. So if we drag our purple shaded area in here, then the area below the price is going to produce show our producer surplus. Now, based on this graph, this total surplus is, if you look at this, and again, you have to be careful now, we're measuring in thousands of dollars up at the top, and they want your answer in millions of dollars. So to turn from thousands to millions, since this is 2250, you have to move your decimal place 3 points to the left. So that would be 2.25 million in consumer, and 2.25 million in producer surplus. So that gives us a total of $4.5 million total surplus. Alright, then we go down, and the country of New Zealand now allows trade, and so the world trade price is now $420. So now if they go in and allow trade, New Zealand's price for oranges will now be $420, what the world price is. Now at this price then, at the price of $420, the quantity demanded is going to be 24,000. And if we follow this across, the quantity supplied is going to be 6,000. Now, of course, the quantity demanded being 24, that means that trade is going to have to make up the difference. So 24 minus 6 means that they are going to have to bring in 18,000 tons of oranges to meet the demand. Now, we want to go in and we want to mark our consumer surplus now. So again, it is the area above the selling price, right, that is bounded by the demand curve. And our producer surplus is now going to be the price that is bounded by on top of the supply curve, right, which is going to be right about there. So if we go down and we start to look at this part, it says then our consumer surplus with no trade, and now that's going to be this graph up here, was 2.25 million. So let's go down and put 2.25, and its producer surplus was also 2.25 million. But now with trade, the consumer surplus, this area right here, is going to be $5.76 million. All right. And then the purple shaded area, again, you move your decimal place three places to the left, and so that's going to be $0.36 million with free trade. So therefore, when we go in and we look at this country's consumer surplus, it went from 2.25 up to 7.76, so we actually increased it by 5.76 minus 2.25 is going to give us $3.51 million. And then our producer surplus went from 2.25 down to 0.36, so it's actually going to decrease by the difference of $1.89 million. But we went from 3.51 to 1.89, so we actually had a gain of the difference, which is $1.62 million.